Hey guys, my name is Marcus Chronicle. Really quick before we get started here, we have brand new mic arms and everything, so our audio is going to sound a lot clearer. We won't be messing around with it as much. With that being said, DM, take it away.
So, when last we met our intrepid heroes, we saw them trying to deliver justice to a group known as the Rolling Gallows, a group with a tendency to butcher, maim, dismember, and hang any survivors that they find. In their journeys, they found a former member, a repentant one, working in a local clinic, and through him found a way to were directed to the hideout of the game, the Hanging Gardens. As they entered, they distinguished themselves with stealth and, in the case of our dear friend Big, overt kindness. Upon entering, they found even more heinous atrocities, as the gang had enslaved a group of Kenku nearby, forcing them to make weapons and somewhat modernize the motley ragtag band of bandits. Now, as we return to them, as they trek onward into the hideout, we see them walk into a door to the next room. And as the light opens, they see what seems like a small garden. Many tomatoes, potatoes, various plants excuse me, in small lines about a large glass ceiling above them hanging down. On the walls, many makeshift herb trays set out, and in the rafters above, well, a good few many corpses strung up, perhaps giving the hideout its name. Many of them have a dull mumbling sound coming up, a strained gurgle echoing among the high ceiling of the lair. So, my dear intrepid heroes, what shall we be doing?
A reminder that I am still invisible.
Yeah, so you're still invisible. I don't even remember where everyone was.
I don't know what I was doing.
You all had just gotten out that one guy from a cage, the dwarf.
Ah yes,
Yeah.
They are accompanied by a dear dwarf friend whose name is on my list.
Did we
Something
find
the
out
DM
his name
definitely
last time?
remembers.
It's been 3 weeks, I think, for anybody who doesn't know.
I didn't. Yeah, it's been a bit. I don't think you ever gave us his name, actually. We know that he was Linda's kid.
Like, we were stopping
yes.
right there.
Yes, a child of the local Slateheart clan of dwarves. I say child, but he's actually like in his 40s. He's a young dwarf.
Young man!
I'm going to take the first action of these guys, and I'm going to assess the garden and the area surrounding it for any places that danger might pop up. Also noting, this is one fucked up garden.
Yep. So, make me a investigation roll. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I want to.
Seriously,
want to,
I'm gonna go get a fucking knife.
I want to assess. Ooh, eggnog. I want to assess any particularly good places to hide. Excuse me. Any good particular places to hide and take cover. Possibly any passages that I might not be able to see right away until I investigate further.
All right. Roll me investigation.
There's a 13 plus a 3, and 3 more for my proficiency bonus, so a 19.
The 19, as you scan the namesake of the Hanging Gardens, you see passageway out to one side, passageway in front of you as you walk into the door. High above you, to one side, you see what looks like a small balcony. When hear sounds of cheering from within it. In the door directly in front of you, you hear what sounds like a loud snoring noise. And there's a bit of foliage to the edges where you might be able to hide if need be.
Where was that snoring coming from?
The door in front of you. You've just walked in, there's a door in front of you to the next room, there's a passage to the side, snoring came from the door in front of you.
Is there by chance any possible way that I could parkour my way up to that balcony?
You can certainly try.
Acrobatics check, right?
Yep.
Dope.
Famous last words.
Wait,
you can try.
Don't you have the spell that lets you just jump higher?
You are a fantastic genius.
Because how high is the balcony?
It's about like 45 feet up.
See, what is your...
Guy who can super jump.
I forget. How do you determine jump?
I think it's 50 feet. Because I had it written down.
Oh,
In
you have
fact,
it written down?
Yes, it's 50 feet, I believe. In fact, I'm going to need to rewrite that down because that's starting to fade.
It says the jump spell just triples your natural
Awesome.
jump height.
So high jump, it's... You leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately. If you make a standing, you can jump ahead.
It might be better if we wanted to hurry this along. It might be better if I just do the acrobatics check.
Yeah, that would probably be better, because it's like plus 3 plus your strength mod.
And then times 3.
Oh yeah, I have an incredibly high amount for acrobatics.
Yeah.
Remind me, everybody, the expertise bonus.
That doubles your proficiency bonus.
Doubles the proficiency bonus. Okay,
Yep.
so it's a 6 instead
So,
of a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 5 plus a 12 plus... That's over a non-nat 20.
But yes, as you climb your way up the wall, find a few good footholds, manage to grab onto some raptors nearby, and slowly but surely climb your way up. You hear the cheering getting louder and louder. Let's see. Let me just check my notes, because you've skipped 90% of the dungeon.
It's like, how high up is this?
About 40 feet, I think.
About 45 feet.
Did
I
I
can
sincerely
reach
skip
that.
that much of the dungeon?
No, not that much, but...
I can get up there in 12 seconds. Just start my echo fucking 15 feet up. It goes up 30 feet. And I just swap places with it. Done.
But yes, as you approach the balcony, you hear the cheering grow louder and louder. You look inside and you see a sight similar to the sight that our dear friend Big would have seen earlier with his familiar. There's a few bandits sort of divvying up loot in one corner. There's a few tapestries hung about, mainly of a hanging man on a field of red. Yes, as you look off to one corner, you see the leader of this motley band. He's a boon elf with lightish blue skin, very, very creased, baggy eyes, and he's just sort of like casually clicking together a few coins with his hand as he lets them fall to the ground. I'm sorry, my clicking coin sounds like breaking bones. But yes, you just
That's
see.
worse.
Yes, that sounds like falling dice. But yeah, you sort of see him just doing normal bandit lord things.
All right. With what I am going to lean back towards my comrades here, and I'll hold up 4 fingers to let them know how many people are in there. And then knowing that they also have decent movement abilities, I'll let them go ahead and take their moves and see what they do.
Where am I?
Bet you can't see me.
I mean,
Where? I
we've
don't
established
remember where
that
we were.
Rallis can just teleport up there with his echo, so I'm just going to do that. If I can stay out of sight.
So on the ground floor where there was passageways, right?
Yes.
Let's see. And you said there was the one directly in front of us had like snoring.
Uh-huh.
Vane is going to go that way.
Yeah, I think I was with you.
Yeah, I think we were the two of us were
Yeah,
sticking
we
together.
were, because we were invisible. We were
Honestly,
exploring.
I was thinking, right? So we have this dwarf with us. Dwarves are naturally strong. How much do you weigh?
The average amount of an adult,
So,
135.
what's the odds that Caleb has rope? Because Rallis definitely doesn't. He wouldn't carry it on him. But Caleb might,
I mean,
because most packs come with rope, and you should have at least one of them.
Well,
Yeah,
I do
I
have
mean-
a thieves' tool.
I mean, I literally have a Dungeoneer's
and
pack.
Yeah, a Dungeoneer's pack would
Oh,
come
yeah.
with like 50 feet of rope.
Doesn't thieves' tools do as well?
No, those are like lockpicks.
No,
Yeah.
right. Okay, right. I could have sworn I had 50 feet of rope in here somewhere.
You have a pack that probably has
Yeah,
it.
like the Adventurer's pack, the Dungeoneering pack, both those should come with rope.
I don't have either one of those things.
I feel like you would.
You started as a rogue, right?
Yeah, they can come with thieves' tools as my.
They should also have like
I'm an arty rogue.
I mean, just
Uh,
a rogue in general should start
Yeah, starting equipment, you should have...
a Burglar's pack, a Dungeoneering pack, or an Explorer's pack.
Yeah.
Doesn't that imply that it's just one of those 3?
Yeah, but they all have their own individual items.
I think
inside
every
them.
one of them has rope.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they all have rope. They all have 50 feet.
Yeah, so you should have 50 feet of rope.
Okay.
Like, technically,
Even a
Rallis
scholar's
also.
pack? Why do you need 50 feet of rope as a scholar?
50 feet of
What?
hempen rope.
What kind of studying are you doing?
I think there's one or two that don't come with rope at all.
So I hear
I think
you were pretty
that-
good with hemp.
Ah, yes, I would.
It's been a while since I looked at
I
them
don't
all.
think the wizard
I used to smoke
I
about
think they
50
have
feet of
the-
rope a day.
Thank you, DM.
in-
You're welcome.
in
This
general,
is a
like
Let me give you my
family-friendly
number.
program.
What do you mean? Do you have something against rope? Our biggest sponsor?
Yeah, the scholar's pack is the one that has no rope.
Ah,
like,
okay, good.
Okay.
My concerns are validated.
It has 50
Okay.
feet of chain.
like
In
it,
that case, I will tie a rope to the railing of the.
I will
Or
tie a
one
rope
end
to
of
the
the
dwarf, throw him up, use him as an anchor.
He has very firm.
You'll
No,
have
that-
to toss me.
no, that's what we do on boats. We tie one end to the mast, the other to the dwarf, and throw the dwarf in the water.
Anyway,
I would
tie
be the
one end of the
dwarf.
rope to the balcony railing, and then let it down on a side where they can actually climb up and not be seen. Hopefully.
Roll me a stealth check.
Oh shit.
Stealthily tie that rope, you bitch.
That is a 19 plus a 5.
He's like, how
Does
attached
a
am I to this dungeon?
712 beat you.
Oh, I love it when he's like, does a 45 hit? And I'm like, what do you think?
Also-
You know damn well it does.
Also, Johnny, on your suit, since you're in armor, I forget, what does the stealth bonus it give? Because it gives some sort of stealth bonus. I forget what exactly it is. Something to do with the armor, because you use the...
You take
Infiltrator.
12 damage.
Let's see, lightning lancer.
So, do you want the good news or the bad news first, Soren?
Also,
Let's always start with the good news. That way we can be disappointed later.
well, before that, I was looking up the actual, what his armor does. So he has an advantage on dexterity, stealth checks, and, you know, if it
There's
would give
other types of
just...
stealth checks.
Well, stealth with strength? I don't know.
I would like to sneak with charisma.
I am sneaking by punching people in the face.
and then if the armor would give disadvantage on any stealth check, it gives neutral instead.
Yeah.
But I think he has do you just have light armor?
It's probably light.
It's probably light.
It's leather.
See, I was going on assuming
'Cause
I
he
hadn't actually made any armor yet.
I mean, you
Well, as
start
an
out with
artificer,
like
you probably
leather.
didn't
Yeah.
build leather armor.
Yeah. It's
So it'd
the
be like-
equivalent of leather armor. So I think
Yes, I have
Very
currently
thin
studied
yeah.
brass
armor on.
sheets.
so yeah, you would have advantage on stealth checks.
Cool.
So re-roll that and see if you get higher.
See if you get a nat 20 instead.
It's worse.
10 plus a 5.
No, let's just go with the other one.
Yeah.
So the good news is that 2 of the bandits did not see you. 2 of them are just very, very focused on their jewels and
Bad
loots.
news
They're
is
just
the other 15 did.
looking at all the lovely loot that they've gathered. The bad news is that
The other 2 ascended to godhood and became omnipotent. As soon as the rope just like brushes the floor, they're like, "Hua! Intruders
They have a pit
Not
trap dug
that
beneath
bad.
you already.
in the balcony, made of metal."
the bad news is that one of the bandit fellows, having rolled a natural 20, looks over to see at the rustling of and stretching of rope as you begin to tie your knots, your knot, and slowly but surely it reaches a hand to his belt. The worst news is that with a modified 29, the bandit leader looks over a bit boredly from his clicking coins. Ah, so are you another one of those so-called heroes who seeks to disrupt my lovely hanging gardens?
DM. So, because I said I would have just teleported up there with him, am I also in view, or am I like around a corner? Like, is there a doorway that I'm?
You are a shining metal mess. What do you think?
I want to know if
They
there's
were
like
aware
wall.
of your existence before his.
If you want to try and hide, you can roll a stealth check.
I mean, I'm not going to try and hide, but you know, if it's just like, if it's like a slight doorway, like like just a balcony, where there might be a wall that I'm behind, I would have stayed there. I just want to know where,
Just
what
he's
exactly
he's
the terrain
abandoned.
looks like.
Soren's ass is what he needs you to know. His ass is
Yeah,
grass.
so you want to like be on the side of the wall, sort of like looking in, but still kind of hidden. You can't
with your
be.
glowing eyes.
That's why I would have liked to be, specifically because I'm glowing, and specifically for that situation, I'd also like to place a clone on like the other side, just like a dual post.
So to bring it back from the first session, what color are your eyes currently?
So yes, as the bandit leader looks at you, Soren, and suspiciously 2 spotlights from the side seem to shine directly upon you. What do you want to do?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm peeking in with my glowing eyes.
All right, improv time. Wait, so where are you at just right
Please
now?
don't shoot me.
I
Please
assume
spare
if
me.
you
Please
turn
don't
around, it's
kill
like
me.
a
Thank you.
one is like a 5-foot wide hallway, like a doorway, and you see Rallis and Rallis's image just on both sides, ready to back you up.
All right, improv time. Here we go. I'm going to now immediately actually get up onto the balcony right immediately. And then I'll throw my hands up to show that I'm not threatening right now.
Can they see the guns on his person?
With a 29 perception, yeah, and a natural 20, probably.
Okay, so to actually answer your question, what's the color of immediate shock and embarrassment, and then breathing in and calm and going back to just calm but tense?
Let me
I have to
see.
imagine like pink and then going down to like a
Color
clear blue.
of-
That's what I'm imagining. It would start pink, like a blush, but with your eyeballs.
Would you believe me, sir, if I told you that this is the world's most elaborate job application?
Oh, really?
Quite. I figured a crew like this needed somebody who was able-bodied, decent shot. I figured sneaking my way in here might be the best way to prove that to you.
Ah,
To prove your loyalty, kill Spotlight Eyes back there.
I got a plan.
the moon elf sort of like raises the corners of his mouth into a grin. A job application then. So you've come to join our bandit organization, yes?
That's right. With that whole city nearby going straight to hell, I need some sort of stability in this life.
What is the name of our bandit group then? Surely you know if you come to join us.
Can you remember from 3 weeks ago?
I got it written down, but I also can't deliver it to you because I made of metal.
Yeah, I need to make sure that I have it written down.
Is your echo made of metal? Because if we go off the logic of it...
It's a silhouette, so...
True.
If you want, I
Can
can
you
roll
read
performance
sign
with
language?
it.
I can
Sure,
read
roll
thie-
performance.
I can read
Let me
thieves'
roll its
cant.
let me roll its performance. Where's a d20? 14.
Well, 14.
Wait, hang on.
I-
I can
it-
dispute this.
It would have to be like against his like insight. I
Hang
think,
on, but I can
something.
dispute this. I do know one detail from way back in this campaign. That little, that scared little bitch boy that we had in that hospital tent. He told us the name.
Yes.
Now he is.
Yeah,
So
but
my
he
character-
asked- the DM
so my
asked if you
character-
And that
remembered.
name would be...
This isn't your character. This is you. He's telling.
Yes, I know, and I'm trying to get it.
I got
Come
it
on,
written
3
down.
weeks. It's only 3 weeks.
I'll give you a hint. The guy's name was Avery.
That'd be the Rolling Gallows, of course. Everybody knows this place. Everybody knows it.
He passed his insight check.
Yep. As you
That-
start
that's how
to
that
search
works.
your mind, having
That's-
been clouded by fury as you focus as you were focused intensely on bringing justice to the slaughterers of the family, you see off to the side a strange shining form making a sign of rolling its hands over one another, and then and you think, aha, yes. And the leader just merely smiles.
The wheeling hangers.
Ah.
How long did it take his character in game to come up with the name? Like, how big of a pause was there?
I don't know. How long do you usually take a pause playing a Phoenix
After-
Wright game?
After a pause of about 5 seconds, you reply, and the leader smiles. Ah, good.
Imagine
And
if
tell
you,
me, if you know the name of our little organization, surely you know the name of our leader. Hmm?
I have that written down.
you have to keep asking me these questions. That tells me this whole little organization may not be quite as notorious as I thought. But you bring me onto that crew, we can fix that.
God, this is creepy. I love it.
Hmm.
You want somebody that can give all these guys better boomsticks than those pea shooters? I can make them. I noticed that little entourage, little slave laborers you got down there. Those kinkus, they're good with their feathery little hands. But they aren't craftsmen. Me, I've spent my whole fucking life in the trade. I can make you something that you'd be damn proud to have on your hip.
Ah, is that right? The man just... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say I fully expected you. Let me show you some of my work. And just motion to Alice. Just let me show you my best work.
God damn it, that was a good one. That was actually fucking good. I wish I thought of that.
I was expecting
So-
you to do that and then just go, my deception skill is terrible.
Ah,
I mean, it doesn't take deception to just walk out there and... Rawr.
so, roll me a
That
deception
would be what he
check.
did. Just fear me.
It's either really good or really bad.
It's really bad.
How bad is it?
Hey, at least you got this. You have a backup plan
I don't
now.
understand. Why are you holding up only one finger? Oh, wait. Now I get it.
At least you have the backup plan.
At least Vane isn't there.
DM, I want to explain to you my plan. If they start walking towards me, I just want to flip around the corner, lightning breath them, and flip back around. That's held action I'm having. If I feel like they are getting within where like they're within 40 feet of me, I think is my range. I'll have to look at that.
You know what the funny part about
I
all
want
this
to
is?
just lightning breath them.
I think it's 30 feet for a breath.
I don't remember. It probably is 30 feet.
I trusted you. You know what the funny part about all this is? I'll take that natural 1 and I'll throw it back at your dumb ass. Watch what I do with it. Hit me.
What's that now?
Is your breath a cone or a line?
I'm talking to
It's a
you,
line.
DM, in this
30
time.
feet.
Also, I was quoting a Djibouti Dubs video.
Ah. The leader just raises a brow. Well, you're a horrid liar. But you are a bit entertaining. So, you call yourself a craftsman, eh?
New slave, new top slave.
I like to fancy myself that.
Ah. Do you have any examples of your work?
Hand me your
Sure.
gun.
I've got 3 of them. And that's when I will immediately my eyes will immediately turn to the colors of red, and then I will whip out these pistols and I will aim it at this dude's head. We will Mexican stand off this like no tomorrow. Do you understand me?
And where's the third?
He was
Right
he hit
here.
him, yeah.
He just opens his mouth with lightning crackles.
So, as he just very casually gives a very crude smile and reaches a hand forward, you pull out your guns and hold them out at face level, and hear the creaking behind you as Ralis enters the room. Now,
Rar.
we will take a brief pause here to visit with our other friends.
Vane is currently heading down that hallway with the snoring he heard.
So,
I'm beside him.
yes, as you and Big and Vane enter the
Big and
room,
Vane.
as the Fearbolg and the Demon Hunter walk
Walk into the church.
walk on into the next room, they see a makeshift barracks having been formed out of old hospital beds and hammocks, with numerous sleeping forms populating them. Off in the back, you do see what seems to be a small crew running a game of dice. There's a very large minotaur and a couple of ogrelon simply sitting down and then rolling games of dice, very quietly giving cheers whenever one of them makes a successful roll. The minotaur is a fairly big fellow with dark jet black fur and eyes that seem always furrowed in a scowl. He seems to be wearing all of his armor, and one of his horns you notice has been hacked off. The Ogrelon seem to be nomads. They're fairly big, large brutes, half ogres, basically, and they seem to be more of just enjoying the rolling of the dice than the actual counting up of the numbers.
So, about how many people are like in the actual like beds?
There's the Minotaur and the 2 Ogrelons in the back, and then sleeping around the room there are about 15 people.
Oh.
So I have Mage Hand, and they're playing dice, and I'm invisible. Can I watch
If
and
you
like
cast a
mess
spell,
with the
it
game?
ends.
It does. Thought it was if I attacked. I hadn't looked
Attack
at it.
or cast a spell.
Then that would have been fun. So while we're waiting, can we just what are they? Are they saying anything? I imagine they're on break or something, and they just get an idea what's going on.
Yeah, as you listen in, you do hear the quiet murmurings of the crew. Why, Jax, what's this one mean? That's a 9. The Minotaur has a very deep, rumbling voice. 9. That's bigger than 7, isn't it? Ah, yes, it is bigger than 7. Ah, so that means I win? No, because I rolled a 10. But that's a 1 and a 0, isn't it? Yes, it is made up of a 1 and a 0. Well, I ain't a real big math man, but Rogue he was telling me that 1 and 0 makes 1. Yes. And 1 is less than 9, isn't it? You're not in this case. I think you're trying to cheat me, right, fella? I'm not trying to cheat you, I'm just no math. Are you sure? Because 1 and 0, that ain't much. That ain't more than 9, friend.
Okay, while
I
they're
assure you
talking,
it is.
can I go up behind one of the you said it was one of the half ogres that was
Oh yes, one of the Ogrelon.
Ogrelon. Can I go behind the one that he's been arguing with about the numbers with?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to really closely into his ear, just very quiet, try and do it so only he can hear. He thinks you're stupid. He thinks you aren't good enough.
Roll me a stealth check.
Who are you? I'm your conscience. Kill them all.
That is an 18.
Ah, well, that's definitely better than a 6. Though I don't think this fellow would agree with you. But anyways.
Oh, don't that eat up tonight?
But yes, as you whisper into the man's ear, you see the Minotaur not really give you a second glance, being unable to see you. But yes, you do see a flicker of confusion across the Ogrelon's face. What? You think I'm stupid? You think I'm not good enough, didn't you? I never said that, Drung. I think you did. I literally have never said those words to anyone in my entire life. I don't believe you. Well, I don't believe in your god, but you know. Why? You see this, the Ogrelon becoming increasingly angry. Why you talk? What does that even mean? It means that my god is a very big horned bull, and your god is not real. You see the Ogrelon's face twist up in rage, and he storms outside. Well, he wasn't much of a conversationalist either. Conversationalist, was he, Crumb? Agreed.
Well, that happened.
I'm going to follow the Ogrelon outside as he leaves.
I'm gonna stay in the room with these two. I feel like they have some interesting conversation.
My job is not yet done.
Your guys are fucking livestock. I gotta fry your god up in batter and he just walks over to the garden, starts basically just ripping off chunks of tomato, vine and all, and just shoving it in his mouth.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to whisper into his ear again. Kill them all.
The streets shall run red with their blood.
Water your garden with the blood of non-believers.
I don't really think I remember my culture sounding like that.
The best muffin is blueberry.
Oh, hell, I love blueberries.
But anyway, I'm just going to whisper into his ear. He thinks you're weaker than him. He thinks you aren't worthy. Show him what it means to be strong. Weak.
He thinks I'm not as strong as him. He thinks I'm not worthy. I'm gonna show him. What it means to be strong. And he just walks back over to the door, slams it open. You see a lot of the bandits inside. He's startled awake. Oi! I challenge you to a duel. Tonight's duel. I don't believe you. Well, that's your prerogative, Drum. Tomorrow, muskets at dawn. How will that prove? Let a feat of strength. Shut up! And he shuts the door.
With the glass missing.
And you hear a lot of annoyed grumbling from the bandits within. Hey, bully, so cute for strength. You can't be stronger with it, bully. I'll show you all.
And I'll just keep whispering. He thinks he can trick you. Tonight,
You must show him tonight.
Now, I'm gonna need you to make me another deception check for this one.
Just go back in there right now and punch him in the fucking face.
That's even better. That's a 22.
Weak. He is weak.
Natural 20.
I knew this was going to
want-
end bad.
I just want to say I want to call bullshit because I saw him pick up and hilt the fucking thing.
I did no such thing.
So he knows someone's whispering, but who? Could it be?
I am your
Listen.
god.
Wait,
Try
this-
again.
These ain't my faults. Jax is my friend. He starts to turn around and search for the source of the noise. 1.
Now tell him you're inside his head. See
The
what
duality
he does.
of man. Wait, what is you? What's going on?
I'm a mind flayer.
I speak the truth. I know what he thinks of you. You deserve more. Take it. You can have it all.
Why, I don't believe you. Where is you? I'll get out here.
Would I have any knowledge of the gods of the ogres?
Yes. You know that the god of the ogres was essentially someone who cheated on the. You know that the god of the ogres is named Yermak, and he essentially slept with the god of the giants' wife. So the god of the giants cursed him to be ugly.
You can use that. You're invisible, so he
This-
can't see your ugliness.
Anyway, I'll just sort of keep talking to him.
Yermak, you know what he would want you to do. He wouldn't want you to be some lesser warrior. He wants you to stand above them all. Show them. Show them.
Now, Grum.
I don't like it. I'm gonna have to pray on this one. And he just pulls out his club, goes off in the corner, kneels, and just starts muttering in giant.
Just goes whoa.
Oh, my wame shinderu.
Just does that from each of the
Okay, could I hide in the bushes inside the garden?
Sure.
Let's see, would I need to roll stealth? Because I'm going to be uninvisible in a second.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Nat 20.
Well.
Do I?
Yeah, you slip into some nearby bushes without so much as a rustle of the leaves as your invisibility ends.
And I'm going to cast, let me see, let me make sure. Okay, yes, it's in range. I will use prestidigitation to start creating sort of popping noises around him and little sparks. And then in the
my
air in
eardrums.
front of him,
It's like a
it'll just be like,
again. Oh.
it'll just be a very crude image of him standing on top of a mountain with a bloody minotaur and a bunch of kneeling humans and elves at the ground while a crown floats above his head.
It's just some grade school's drawing.
And a
As
cape,
it is-
flu-
as
And
it
his
is-
20 ogreling version.
and a cape
Yeah, like
fluttering in the
it's
breeze.
very, very rough and crude, like a cave painting sort of style.
He turns his head and looks directly at the drawing. Ooh, that's real nice. I like it. He has now gained level in art critic.
And then it'll just keep flashing the images of him attacking the Minotaur over and then changing over and over. And then
It
just
turns out it has epilepsy. You give it. He just convulses.
Ooh, I sure hope there won't be any flashing lights.
That's when the voice just goes,
Oh, he's praying in giant again.
So here's a very important question. What the fuck is Linda's kid doing? I just
Meanwhile,
He's just standing there waiting.
just like, what
yes,
the fuck?
as this is happening from the other room I mentioned earlier, you hear a very loud cracking noise as the door is kicked open, and you see Linda, the local Slateheart kid, just walking out with a big pile of treasure. Just boy, I love stealing from bandits. And then the Ogrelon looks over me like, returning the loot that some other guy stole from a
he
bandit.
just starts
No.
jauntily going backward.
Just speak
Don't,
backwards.
don't worry, ogres don't have any depth perception. If you walk backwards perfectly in the right way, they will not. They'll
They'll
think you're
unsee
coming
you.
at you.
No, just be still. They have movement-based vision.
He's only half ogre. No!
Oh no, it's only half based on vision.
The other half is... You don't want to know the other half. But the image will
Boy.
flash in front of his eyes and show him and a dwarf shaking hands and being prancing through fields of flowers and being happy.
Your god has spoken.
Boy. The Ogrelon slowly points a finger. You're that magic dwarf, but you been messing with my head. What do you mean, mess? I haven't been such a thing. You was in the cage outside. Was I? I don't remember really. You was. Boy, did you folks ever pay that ransom?
Here you go.
Yeah, I got it right here. Let me just roll something real quick.
This is
Okay,
either
so-
he rolled a natural 1 or a natural 20 on that insight.
Oh no.
The ogre rolled a 2 insight. The dwarf rolled a free deception.
Nice!
Hey, I remember when I did that once.
All right, yeah. And he just walks over, grabs the loot. Hey, you free to go. I will definitely do that. And then as soon as the Ogrelon walks into the door next door, the Slateheart kid just immediately locks it. Wait, where's the treasure that was here earlier? That doesn't matter, we'll just put it back. And you hear bang at the door. Oh, not again.
Oh, look who I found with a hand in the cookie jar again.
So, question. Would they upstairs hear all that? At least the banging?
Ah, yes, as the back upstairs, as you pull your guns on the bandit lord and hear banging from downstairs for some odd reason, the man just simply smiles at you. Oh, is that really what you wish to do?
You've got a lot to answer for, you great colored fuck.
Well, that's uncalled for. Make me a wisdom save, Johnny.
You said grape colored because he's purple. That's racist.
13, I think, total.
Ah. Let me just check my notes.
That's usually an unlucky number. Uh-oh.
But for who?
At least it's not a luck save, otherwise I would just end up shooting myself in the literal foot.
As he proceeds to control your mind and make you shoot yourself in the foot.
You look into his eyes that are redder than yours and feel like he's
Only
just
the foot?
outdone you.
Coward.
So,
no.
as this man's eyes meet yours, you feel a sudden sting in your head, followed by an intense screaming sound. Sounds of women being torn from their families, children thrown from roofs, men cut down in the heat of battle, screams of pain, terror, panic. You have taken 12 psychic damage.
At least the children weren't cut down in battle.
And you are forced to move as far away from this man as you can, which unfortunately would mean
Off the balcony.
off the balcony.
Oh boy, how much fall damage am I taking too?
I think
About
you
45 feet worth.
I think you can nail an acrobatics check and probably survive it.
But
Yeah,
he's
make me
still
a
in the
dex
panic
save.
state, isn't he?
Yeah, in your panic state, as you begin to fall, you can try to balance yourself and minimize it a bit. Make me a dex save.
And if you fail, you'll take 4d6.
I think the first 10 feet are free.
No, they're not.
It's 7 in total.
So you only broke half your
I'm
bones.
sorry, that's not enough.
I know.
Yeah, that'll be that's 4d6 bludgeoning damage for it. Oof, and you go prone.
I rolled 4 ones.
You fell into an especially soft, bloody bush. Nice.
Turns out there
As
was a
you
body there from earlier.
Yes, as
Quite
you
plump man.
On the bright side, you're closer to the healer.
as you land on a freshly tilled patch of soil, you manage to minimize the shock to your ankles as you slowly recover from the mental intrusion.
I'm just going to imagine that the amount of stress I just got from that guy also causes a nosebleed, just so this looks cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, as you slam down into the ground, you see, look over and see a bewildered dwarf just like, what the fuck?
This is becoming like the opening of Hoodwinked.
Sindri, throw me the fuck back up there.
What?
Throw me back up to the damn balcony.
What?
Did he finish tying the rope?
Oh, you did finish tying the rope earlier.
I
They
thought I
let
was
you.
I thought I was interrupted, to be honest.
I don't.
Yeah,
they-
that's-
he might have let you
Not
just.
sure. I
to
think you
flex.
were interrupted on second thought. Yeah.
That's the reason why I asked where the dwarf was, because I assumed if he had tied it, the guy would have come up with.
This is why you tie it to the dwarf and throw the dwarf. You can still do that. You can still throw the dwarf at him.
Look, for all we know, this dwarf can
Tie his rope
leap
around
that
the
distance
dwarf.
in one bound.
Tie his rope around a dwarf, throws dwarf in the air.
These guns.
Dwarf rope wraps around dwarf's neck. He would become what you've sworn to destroy.
So is this guy just ignoring him until he gets back up there? Or?
I mean, there's a metal dragon man
Yes, the
all by
bandit,
himself.
the bandit lord is now focused squarely on you, Rowless.
Oh, he sees me?
Well, you jumped
He
out
You
walked
jumped
out
in.
and said, "Booga booga booga."
I mean, I
What
stayed
did
there.
you expect?
with
If he
light.
got close enough, I would have jumped out and shot him full of lightning and then went back.
Well, you said whenever Johnny pulled out his guns, you came out with lightning in your jaws.
Yeah. Should have clarified that I was just fucking around with that, but whatever.
Ah,
Cool, is he within 30 feet of me?
yes.
Cool, lightning breath. Fuck him.
Lightning bolt.
All right, what do I need to roll?
I think it's Dex. A Dex save?
I think so.
DC. I fucking wrote down the DC. But I did not write down that it was there
Give me
was Dex.
1 second, I can
It's
get
Dex or Con. I'm pretty sure it's Dex because it's lightning.
Would a
It
25
is-
succeed?
Yeah,
It is a dex save.
It doesn't matter. He
Or, wait.
succeeded.
Yeah, dex save.
Well,
So-
no. Success, he takes half.
You know what
Yeah.
sucks is I also had a response for the whole didn't you finish tying the rope and everything? Honestly, I just thought of this, and you're gonna love this because this is gonna be even better. Edgy cringe.
Oh.
These guns don't leave my hands until that bastard dies. And while he's sitting there stammering, trying to figure out what's going on, I'm just going to scream at him, "Throw me, damn it!"
Even though he might not be strong enough to throw you.
He picks you up and throws you 1 inch.
And then he
That's 45 feet in the air.
So,
That's like 12 of me.
question. On odd numbers, is it rounded down or rounded up
for these for,
For-
what is it?
for damage?
For damage.
Like he's
cut it
saying,
in
so he's
half.
taking half, but I rolled an
Like if
odd
it was
number.
like 13.
Let's say
think it-
round up.
And
I
up.
think that's what it would
Let
be.
me make sure this is still 2d6. Yeah, it's still 2d6.
How was that for edgy
Yeah.
cringe?
So he takes
pretty
3 damage, a whopping 3 lightning damage.
Nice.
You lit my cigarette.
Nice.
Then, how far away am I from the thing?
From the balcony?
Yeah,
Like,
like
I'd say like 5, maybe 10 feet.
from the edge. I'm 5 to 10 feet away,
Yeah.
It's 8:08.
and he's
I was a
He's-
minute off. I was only
is
a
he
minute
30
off.
feet? How exactly? How far away is he?
30 feet away.
I don't think there's
You
a.
retreating?
I don't exactly want to fight a boss and 3 other people on my own.
Maybe
and
you should
I-
find a way to get all of us up there.
I wasn't expecting to be in the fight until after you guys started getting up here. I expected that to kind of work out together. Did not.
Did not expect Soren to get caught with his pants down.
That didn't help.
It's the way the dice fall.
So I guess the next best option would be send my clone to do the last attacks that I can. And during that time, probably try and flip over the edge into. I guess I would take an action. But I'm just gonna have my clone just get up in his face and attack him.
All right.
So
Run away!
that is
Like
plus-
Joseph himself.
That's probably gonna miss. I don't remember what my 16 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay.
And
Make another attack because I can. Because my clone gets another free attack.
And next you'll say,
Is that the same fucking thing? It's the same thing. That's also a miss. How far can I back up without going over the edge? Like, is there any form of cover I can just duck around so that he can't make a straight attack against me unless he moves up?
Not particularly, I don't
trying
think.
to play a rogue.
I'm trying not to be on a one-on-one versus someone that needs all four of us.
Just yeetus deletus yourself off the cliff.
Just jump.
Yeah, there are.
Just in your best robot voice, go yeetus, deletus, and then jump from the balcony. You'll probably hurt the ground more than the ground will hurt you.
Don't jump off. Just step off the balcony and just land perfectly straight.
Yeah, there's not really much cover in the room.
Vaudeville act your way out of the scene.
I think my smartest solution here is probably to, while my clone is attacking him, do a little fuck around with him, and Rouse is going to just do his thing when he enters into real combat, and just throw his cloak off just straight up into the air to create a visual distraction, and fucking leap off the back and regroup with an ally that can actually help him fight.
And then just then, an explosion occurs behind him.
But he doesn't look back.
Because he's
Because
one
he's
cool
dead.
bot.
And he's dead. Very dead. 600 explosion damage. Go.
So, for record, just all the things happening at once. Lightning breath, then his clone just rushes and makes 2 attacks. Rouse throws his cloak up into the air to have that kind of movement because that's what he's wearing, and then he just fucking backflips off the back, I guess.
All in one motion.
Make me a dex save real quick.
Does it have to be a save since I'm actively jumping off?
Yes. It
I'm
is
afraid
45
so.
feet.
It's height.
I'm afraid so. You cannot really. You can't really dodge 45 feet straight down.
Incoming.
can't dodge- I dodged
incoming
the
nat
ground.
20 in
I air
3,
dodged.
2.
So that's a 15.
That'll be half damage then.
I'm
He rolls
at
all
full.
6s.
And that'll be 5 damage.
I would still have my bonus action, wouldn't I?
You've had a lot of actions.
You're
Sure.
summoning. Isn't summoning the echo a bonus action?
I already had it summoned. So if I swap places with it, that's a bonus action. If I summon it, it's a bonus action. I'm not gonna do anything else.
So yes, as you see the fellow quickly draw his blade and sort of divert the majority of the lightning breath, you quickly determined, I should not be fighting this alone. You quickly send forward your specter to slash at it twice, which he nimbly dodges out of the way, and with your cloak hurtling towards him, you quickly land a bit harder than you'd like and feel your joints creak a bit, but you have successfully escaped from the boss room.
nice.
The fucking boss.
No one should be fighting the boss alone.
I want to be clear. If you had gone down there, Rallis would have fucking died to keep you alive.
Thank you.
Like
Behind a wall.
If you were still up there, there's not a chance in hell that Rallis would do anything other than run face first into fighting that guy.
And that's why he's the realist.
Meanwhile, Vane is just in the bushes.
Emotionally
Meanwhile,
tormented.
Vane checked out at exactly the wrong time. Just sitting in the bushes eating some wild berries he probably should not be eating. Just
Seeing
like
visions.
like popcorn, just trying to discern what he's seeing, if it's like real or just some sort of berry trip.
So like the Ogreling locked itself in the treasure room, and then like immediately after,
They
Caleb
both fell
falls
from the
down
sky.
and starts screaming at the dwarf they just rescued. And then all of a sudden, Raolis comes flying down and lands, slightly less embarrassingly.
You just see him backflip off a balcony and just land full squat like.
And realizes why the superhero landing is a bad idea.
No, he doesn't superhero
Rough on
land.
the
That's-
knees.
The superhero landing is a natural 20. He just full lands and goes straight down into a squat. He like Spider-Man in Civil War. He does that.
Somebody once told me.
But yeah, seeing you all come down now, Vane is going to leave the bushes and come out. What the hell just happened up there?
Yes, as you walk out and set, and as you all start to recover your senses, you see the bandit leader like walk over to the balcony and like place a hand on it. Well, you are more resilient than I thought you'd be. But if you want to pass this job interview, what say you to actually do some testing? Oh, boys! And with that, he like shuts the door, and you hear very quick, rapid, just rustling from within the room. Big, you having been enjoying a nice game of dice, really thinking that Drung was overdue for a victory. You just hear like lots of, hey, it's a boss. Ah, jeez, intruders! And you see the men starting to roll out of bed, get their armor on. You see the Minotaur. You've since learned that his name is Ajax. Just like quickly get up, draw his axe, and start heading for the door.
Hold up. As they start to go to the door, like we hear them coming out of that door, right?
Yeah, you do hear a lot of bodies moving.
So Vane will immediately just turn back towards the door, just point his finger at the ground directly in front of it, and use create bonfire directly in front of the opening.
All right. Yeah. Big, as you sort of watch, trying to avoid the being bumped into in your invisible form, you see the first few people, like half dressed in armor, quickly grabbing blades and stuff. Just walk out, and then the first, like, whoa, wait, and then the sort of surge of crowd forward just like knocks one man into the fire. Oh god! And he like quickly rolls out of the bonfire as the rest of the group retreats. Whoa! What the fuck? Jeez, they killed Ricky.
Man, Ricky is fucking weak.
I'm not fucking dead. I'm just. And yeah, you see the.
Like who just stands in fire?
You see the you see the bandits in question, just like rolling over to one side, rolling over in the grass, knocking over a few tomato cages, seeming to have a bad time as his nightgown engulfs in flame.
Can I like pop one in his head, like as a knee-jerk reaction after just having the literal sounds of hell go through my head?
Sure.
Dope.
Fuck Ricky.
In my next life as a scarecrow, you'll all pay for this.
I'll be back.
You'll know the name Fiddlesticks.
Oh lord.
But as I won't roll for it because honestly, Ricky does not have a lot of health, having no armor and having just woken up, and having just been engulfed in flames.
He didn't get his full 8 hours of sleep.
This is why Ricky should have used 5-hour energy. No, but
I think you mean gamer subs.
But yeah, as Ricky rushes out and like tries to roll onto the ground, you immediately just and get a good bullet between his eyes as he crashes into some tomato cages and starts to burn them up. Big inside, you hear the screams of dying tomatoes.
Oof. So there's like no one else in the room now, right?
Sort of. It's a very big room, almost like it's like a big hospital wing. Most of the people are gathered off to one side, where you were hiding like the Ogrelon and the Minotaur were like on the other side of the door, other side of the room. So there's no one around you right now, but there are stairs leading up.
I was beginning to say, hospital wing, it's big. So help me, Krishna Big, if you heal a fuckload of these people.
I thought about it. I had thought about like I'm a doctor in a healing wing.
What's surrounded by bandits who murdered people who stayed in the wing.
Hey, some of these bandits are, fairly polite individuals, as we've come to know.
As they're on their way to murder your friends.
Yeah, I know. I'm not healing. I had considered it.
So, did Caleb ever get back up off the ground after going prone?
Yes.
Yeah, he shot a guy.
I think it was assumed.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be too useful trapped in a room with however many guys being the only enemy they have in direct line of sight.
I mean, you said there were stairs leading up, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to keep exploring.
I'll just go tackle the big bad
I'm
off
just
the
going
balcony.
to go. I'm going to go
Just balcony drop
I'm going
him.
to convince him to change his way of life. So yeah, I'll just proceed up the stairs.
Ah, yes. But, yes, Big, as you head upstairs, you see a fairly more nightmarish wing of the hospital. Numerous corpses strewn around, quite a few of them with ropes around their neck, perhaps in preparation for being hung up as display. Lots of bloody clothes sort of laid out on the ground, lots of bloody clothes sort of laid down on the ground as like a form of carpeting. A few chests in the back of the room, where with one snoring guard sort of like laying in the one bed not completely covered in bloodstains. Yeah, it's a very unpleasant place to be, and the scent of decay immediately hits your nose.
Well, I guess I'll just go up to the chests.
Roll me a dex save.
Right, he gets to find a fucking mimic.
So that's a 19 plus dex. Let's see. So that's a 22.
Yeah, as you walk along, you do hear a few grumbles and groans, and feel a few hands start to reach towards you, but thankfully they're in a quite desiccated state, and you're able to very nimbly step out of the way of them as you head for, as you avoid the unfortunate victims of this bandit gang and head for the chests. There's the singular bandit sort of guarding the chests, snoring very deeply, seemingly oblivious to the sounds beneath him. Yes, do you wish to look into the chests? Or...
Yeah. Only positive things can happen.
So, inside the chests, you see a good chunk of the bandits' loot. Apparently, some of the more choice bits that they've been saving for their leader. Yeah, you see a couple of amulets, about 500 feet of rope, magnetic a sword that has a very nice metallic sheen to it. And, yeah, one chest is filled entirely with gold.
That's probably hard to move at the moment.
I thought you were going to give some Boy Scout rhyme about how stealing is wrong because it's not your gold.
No. I'm just not going to take all that.
Also, the rope weighs 200 pounds.
200 feet of rope?
500.
Oh, 500 feet of rope weighs 200 pounds?
Yes. That might be a bit much.
Can I tie this guy to the bed?
Roll me a strength check. Or athletics.
Now don't you go anywhere.
Let's see.
I have no idea what big sounds like, so I'm using
That's a
Big the cat.
19.
Well, a 19 definitely beats a 2.
He stays asleep.
As I tie him up with all 500 feet of the rope.
As it starts to crush his lungs. And you just hear him mumble,
Dude,
more
you
weight.
Harder.
Dude, you need to push this guy out while he's tied to his mattress into the moat.
No, just push his entire bed outside while everyone's watching, and they just see a float bed just magically being pushed with their friend tied to it.
Yeah, I haven't cast a spell.
So yes, as you use your giant strength to lift a very large coil of rope and just set it over to his side, the man gives a very loud wheeze and seems unable to speak with the air forced from as long as you casually tie a few knots around him. Just really coil him up as 200 pounds of pressure just encompasses this man, and he's just like...
In approximately 24 hours, he will die.
He's taking very slow damage.
We have a character in here that gave a demon box to a child to recruit her, who is pure evil, and you have committed the most heinous act by slowly boa constricting,
No,
choking
this-
this
you have
man
literally-
out.
you have
This man
literally-
is going to be the survivor.
You have
'cause
literally
they're
gone full
they're gonna
Salem witch
kill all
trials.
of them. This man's not going to be in the fight.
He's also just going to suffocate and die as his rib cage
Apparently in
collapses.
24 hours. We got time before that.
Well, you remember.
Here's hoping.
Just
But then it's
literal
not an
most
act of
tor-
malice because I planned to free him.
The literal most torturous death imaginable.
big 25 hours later. Oh shit.
Should have had a 5-hour.
Oh no! Wait, is he dead? How long has it been? Yep. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, from the way his chest is concave, yup, he's dead.
I'll take like a handful of gold coins.
Just a handful.
Just one handful.
How-
Really?
How much is a handful?
I don't know. It's
for a-
Big's hand.
He's a large creature, so
Fair enough.
I'd say about like, for big size, about 10 gold coins.
I
want them more. I can use artificer stuff on them. I'm more just to like have something to throw.
And that's when we all find out those are actually counterfeit.
Big's not spending them right now anyway.
They're actually just gold-plated 10 coins.
Yes, as Big effortlessly disables one of the bandits. We will take a short break in Big's adventures. But yes, as our dear friends face down the the large horde of half-dressed bandits, and a couple of very big, scary-looking dudes in the back. So, what's our plan here, fellows?
I mean, I'm just concentrating on keeping that fire up.
Ah, yeah, yes, we have our dear warlock friend focusing over that large bonfire in front of the door.
And he'll just look up at the guy and just sort of stare him down, just like, so, were these guys supposed to be a threat?
The man ordered them to attack and shut the balcony window.
Oh.
Alice would like to move over to Caleb and just quietly go, "You okay?"
I will be once that bastard's dead.
That's more of like, how fucked up are you?
Wipe the blood off my nose and say, fucked up, but I'm up.
Good.
You look like a bitch right now. Come on.
Bane, don't test me right now.
Landed perfectly there.
You see the flames holding the guys back flicker for just a moment.
So what did you say about the dudes again? Were they just supposed to be a threat, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since they're being held back by a single guy just pointing his finger.
No. Target practice. Since we're now in combat, right?
Ah, yes.
Okay, finally. So since this is down a corridor and technically therefore down a line, let's just take...
Sindri here.
Ah, yes.
Also, do you want us to roll initiative?
I was about to say, can we all roll?
Oh, yes! I actually totally forgot about that. Thank you.
Game mechanics.
I'm sitting here like, my lightning breath was technically a held action, so you leave that. Wow, that's a whopping, I think, 4. Actually, no, 5. My dexterity modifier is +2.
I mean, you have a huge initiative, don't you? Or at least a decent. So mine is a 13.
Mine ends up totaling to a 7.
I have a 5.
I guess I'm the only one paying attention.
You're in
Shut up.
front. You're in front, and I'm checking on my front.
We're just all vaguely standing in the middle of a room.
So, as we go down the list, the Minotaur has decided that he's going to like hang back and see what happens as he like begins sharpening his axe a bit in his hand.
Is there anyone stupid enough to try and walk through the fire?
We'll have to wait and see because the bandits rolled a free. So up first, Tristan.
I guess with my other hand, I will just point down into the doorway and cast an Eldritch Blast.
Can you keep the bonfire up?
Yeah, because Eldritch Blast isn't concentration. So I will cast the Eldritch Blast. Spell attack. Oh, I think that probably hits. That is a 27.
That hits.
Alright. And that will be... So let's see, that fires 2 beams that do 1d10 force plus 5. That is 20 damage.
Well, there are now 2 more dead bandits, one in the back, causing a bit of panic among his fellows, and one in the front who falls forward into the flames, cooling them further.
Just a purple wave of force flows from my fingers, just hits their heads, and as they just pop like watermelons.
Oh no. Yes, very well done. On that note, Johnny, you next.
Alright, so I'll take the gun. Which one is this? That's the repeating shot. This one's my enhanced weapon shot. Okay, cool. So, gun 2. Yes, I do have to specify. Take aim right into that corridor. First target I can hit. Who would that be?
Are you trying to like pick out one of the others in particular, like the leader in the back, or do you want to try and like just aim into the crowd? Or
let's do some crowd control.
All right. Yeah, you just see a few very panicked people just try and like move the group, the corpses out of the way so they can like try and rush forward. A few people in the front like trying to beat out the flames.
That's where I'm going to go. Nope. And then just take it and then shoot one.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if I can remember this off the top of my head. So, D24, seeing if it hits.
Plus your dex, plus your proficiency.
Oh, that might hit. Dex plus proficiency, so that's plus a 3. So, 25, I think?
That'll hit.
Dope. And let's see now. Gun. 2d8 piercing, plus a 1 for the...
Artificer enhancement thingy.
Thank you.
That's the official name.
Artificer enhancement, thank you.
What's up, Rogue Izzy?
He's a...
Infiltrator?
No, the investigator.
Oh,
Sherlock
inquisitive.
Holmes. Yeah, inquisitive.
Yes.
Plus the armor.
So no sneak attack in this.
I don't think he's has any way to get sneak because there's no one in.
Everyone's aware of him, and no one's within 5 feet of him.
No. Oh no, that's a 2d8. I'm holding a d6.
It's a diamond one.
Yeah, the smaller diamond. Yeah.
The one with 8 sides.
Now, does it add +1 to both of the rolls, or
I think
just +1 to the total?
I think it's total.
Yeah,
okay.
it's the total.
Because that's particularly important. Otherwise, I have like 2 more damage. 3, 6, and a 6. So that's a grand total of 10 with that +1.
Yes. With a roll like that, you very nimbly shoot one fellow through the eye. You see the bullet exit for the other side and nimbly miss a few of his friends. He drops the towel he was trying to use to beat out the flames and then falls atop them, feeding the flames further.
Now I get a bonus action because of being a rogue, right?
Yeah, everyone gets a bonus action. Yeah, movement, your action, bonus action, and then free action.
Tap the ground with a 10-foot pole.
Specifically a 10-foot pole, everything else takes an action.
Yeah, if you had a 9-foot pole, it doesn't work.
Can I double shot on this? I'm actually curious.
Not with a bonus?
It depends. If it's a light melee weapon, Yes, but when it comes down to guns, I think that
I think that would
I'm
be
not
a
sure.
no.
DM.
Might be a wee bit
Broken?
strong.
Yeah, I'm afraid not.
Because I think that's why you would take fighter and like swashbuckler or something. Because then they get bonus attacks.
That I think there's a feat that lets rogues do stuff like that, but
We'll find it.
I could be wrong.
Okay, bonus action. Is there anywhere I can actually hide?
If you have like a throwing dagger or something, you could do that as a bonus action.
I forget, what is your gauntlet lightning attack count as for your armor? I don't know if you wrote it down or not.
Nope.
Let me see. Because I can't remember if it's just a basic attack or...
Because I assumed that I have to build it first.
Well, I just assumed it would be part of your armor at this point,
I didn't.
considering you're level 5. Because if you had just become an armorer, then obviously you wouldn't, but...
You should stock up on darts because you can throw those as a offhand
Well,
attack.
I do have a couple of daggers.
Yeah, you could throw one of those as an offhand. It'd do a D4 if you hit, and that's it. You wouldn't get anything else
A
added
whole
to that.
D4? Yeah, I'll do it. So I'm going to have to roll to see if it hits.
Yeah.
16 plus a 5, that's a 21.
That'll hit.
Sweet. D4, you said?
Yeah, it's just a D4. You don't add anything else to it. That's the thing with offhand attacks. It's just a dice roll.
Oh, I may have to change targets for this too, don't I? I know I'm thinking a bit too deeply on here, but like, I'd have to pick another target for that dagger, right?
Well, the first guy
Well,
is dead, so.
Yeah, I was about to say you killed the first guy. I hope you were changing.
But no, normally no. If they're still alive, you can still target the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So since that dude's dead, dude to his left.
Right.
That one goes through his eye and out the back of his head.
It's a 2.
Yeah, you do see one fellow, the dagger like pierces his shoulder, like like immediately rushes back for the crowd, like nope, not doing this.
Quick, cast heat metal.
Okay, points at Rallis. I love that Rallis will just insta-die if someone casts it.
I think he would take a lot of damage.
And probably insta-die.
Nah, because if someone casts heat metal on him, his next course of action is go and hug them. It's like, I'm gonna fucking burn your ass.
And watch them roll godlike and just escape or keep concentration for the entire thing.
We're both going down.
I do have an ability that if I'm being grabbed or if I'm grabbing someone, I can do
And just as he's
1d4 straight
melting, he
damage
does.
to them every single turn.
And just as he's melting, he's giving a thumbs up. Just
It-
like in the
no, it's just-
Terminator. It turns into that.
Rallis.
Well, unless I want to go jump over fire, I think what I'm going to do is
Walk through the fire like the Terminator.
I think I'm just gonna stick near Caleb in case he needs any help. And for now, I'm just gonna take the dodge action, and I will summon my clone, my Echo, just next to him as well, just for extra protection. And that's just all. That's really all. I don't have range. I have one range ability, and I used it to damage the boss. That's it. I'm done.
I look cool.
At
the end.
I built a melee-focused character. That's what I did.
Thankfully, the bodies of their friends provide a bit of an opening for some of the bandits, and while some are still a bit shy to rush out, you do see about 3 of the bandits rush over the corpses of their fellows and rush at the group of you.
So do they walk through the fire?
No, they walked on the bodies of their friends who fell in the fire.
Because apparently clothes are no longer fireproof, are all fireproof.
I mean, it's magical fire. It consumes a 5-foot cube.
It would take a little bit for them to catch flames that much, especially if it like flop down. So one will rush at you, Tristan. And miss horrendously. One will take a swing at you, Johnny. And miss horrendously.
They're in absolute horror. They are not sure.
And one will take a swing at you, Alice. And
With disadvantage.
with disadvantage. And yes, even more horrendously than they missed the first time.
This is why I defensed, just to be safe.
But yes, with the group of them coughing horrendously as the smell of burning flesh fills their lungs, they try to swing at your merry group, but unfortunately aren't able to get a solid hit in.
Like he just sort of the one swinging at me just sort of swings down, just sort of misses and just sort of lifts up, and he's just sort of like face to face with me. It's like, oh no.
Yes, as we are back up the list, you see Ajax and the other Ogrelon approach to the back of the crowd, and seemingly annoyed at the utter incompetence / fatigue of his crew. He says, "Move!" And as his group surge forward, a few of them take fire damage as they rush through, and actually, as a result of it, a few of them actually do get caught in the flames and are trampled beneath their fellows as they rush to get away. Including the 3 from earlier, there are now about 6 of the bandits left. And Ajax just sort of walks out with them and up top of the bodies, and sort of gets out onto the field. Intruders, you will leave this place dead. And of that, Tristan, here's your go.
Alright, so are all of them past where the fire was?
Yes.
So I'll just sort of, the snap of my fingers, whatever fire was remaining is gone, just in a puff of smoke. And I'll immediately just sort of point my finger and just sort of move it over towards this Ajax, even if I don't really know his name yet. And I'll just sort of just stare at him and just say, no. And I will use a Scorching Ray on him. Let me see. So I create 3 rays of fire, and can hurl them at one target or several, and I will hurl all of them at Ajax.
Alright.
First one is a 10. Second is a 14. Third is a 21.
I'm sorry, can I get those again?
10, 13, 21.
Yes.
The 13 and 21 hit.
Alright, so for each of those, he will take 2d6 fire damage. And... And because of my elemental adept feat, let me see here. If I roll any 1s on the damage die, it becomes a 2. And if he has any resistance to fire, it's ignored. I don't think he would have resistance to fire, but just in case.
So, a running meme in this in our campaigns is that I tend to give people inopportune weaknesses, and this Minotaur happens to have a vulnerability to fire.
I think I missed it earlier. Does this Minotaur only have 1 horn?
Yes.
Is this the one that I think it is?
Maybe.
That's a yes.
Also, for spell damage, you add your spellcasting ability to the damage.
Spell attack modifier? I believe so.
Yes.
I think some of them specify and some of them don't.
Does it just say 2d6? Let me just see.
I know there are spells that say add your spell attack modifier to damage. But I think we've been playing that we just add it to all spell damage.
Okay, so just adding the modifier for the attribute, or just the full-on spell attack bonus thing.
The difference is your proficiency bonus, DM. Does he add just the modifier of the stat or the full spell attack modifier? That's what he's asking.
Full spell attack, I'd say.
Okay, so that's a That is 4 plus 8. So that'll be 12 damage. 12 fire damage.
Yes, and then doubled. So, yeah, as the bolts scorch into him, you see his fur catch a flame, and he quickly, just like very quickly, just sweeps it off almost. As he does, you notice that he only has armor on one of his arms. That seems to help with patting out the flames, and he just glares.
Wizard.
And yes, on that note, Johnny, here you go.
So, yeah, that dude that rushed up to me is now practically in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna pop one right under his chin.
Question. How close am I to this guy that he's shooting?
Well, you were right next to him, so you would also be right next to him.
Cool, you get sneak attack on this. Because I'm within 5 feet of him.
Oh, this is good. Okay, so, you know what? Let's calculate this before we do this action. So, firstly, if he's like dead ass in front of me, do I get advantage on this, or
No.
no?
Well,
Okay.
you do in this case because you're flanking with someone next to you.
Really?
Yeah, flanking.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy was that stupid?
He rushed towards him and swung a sword. Yes.
My God.
This guy
Man,
is begging for death.
Man, he rushed towards all the very frail magic casters and is going to die.
The magic caster, the rogue, and the fighter.
I mean, he is half magic caster.
Oh, you done fucked up now.
Listen, there was a lot of smoke, and most of his friends were burning around him.
The guy in the hood was real creepy.
Fair enough.
Grum's locked in a closet over there, and he's the heart and soul of our operation.
Yeah, that's a 13 on that anyway. So it's what, 13 plus my
Dex and proficiency bonus.
Dex. 13 plus A is A, so...
What's your dex modifier?
5.
So it would be plus 8 every time.
I think it's
That'll hit.
I think that's 21. That'll hit.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool. And specifically, I am also doing this with my enhanced gun.
Ah, alright.
I have to specify. Right. Alright, so 2d8 piercing, and then we have to add on the sneak attack.
Which I think is 2d6 at this level.
Thank you. That's an 8.
I like to point out, he's already fucking dead.
I know, I just wanted to... I
You
know, I
can
just,
roll all once, he's dead.
I just want to do this. Plus 3, 9, 10, 11. Plus a 1, that's 12. And then, how many d6s? 2?
2. I think it goes up one more level from where you are.
6. And another 6.
This man just vaporized. He was there and then he wasn't.
So, for a total of...
Yes, I love my damage to be nope. That's my favorite number.
Anyway,
With an obscene amount of damage, you do successfully end this man's whole career, and any aspirations he had for after his career, after retirement, because he is dead.
that's lovely. Alright, bonus action time. So the dude in front of us now is Mr. Bossman for this encounter anyway.
Yes.
Hide behind the steel man. And I think I need to make a stealth check for that, so...
You're actually gonna try and actually hide. Even though the big scary Minotaur's glaring at me.
Yes. And I have an advantage on this.
So who are you aiming for?
He's hiding. He's taking hide action.
Hiding behind big metal men.
Let's see. Do I have a... No, I don't. 15 plus a 5 modifier with no proficiencies, so 20. Non that 20.
Hide behind the glowing piece of metal.
I don't have to put my back to you. Also, you just give off a nice warm aura, you know?
You successfully hide.
Fantastic.
I like to think he's hiding behind me like Nagi's hid from Karma.
Cool. Who's next?
So, how many people are left alive that we have to kill?
There are 5 bandits, the Minotaur, and the other Ogrelon is off to one side trying to free his brother from the room.
That he looked into.
So there's one in the room, one there, the ogre, and that's all that's alive.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that there was.
5 bandits, the 2 Ogrelon are like not in the fight, they're just off to one side trying to get one of them out of the
Yeah,
room.
I thought we had 2 bandits that were with Rallis and Caleb, so
Yes,
I wanted to.
There would be 2 right by you.
Yeah,
There's
there's
two-
the one next to me.
There's
still.
2 right next to me in striking distance.
Yes.
Cool, I'm just gonna fucking stab one of them.
You alright?
That's over 20.
That'll hit.
Ooh, that's 16 damage.
And yes, you succeed as you reach one of your talons out towards one of the other fellow. You very nimbly slash his throat, and he falls back, quickly exsanguinating.
I'm gonna give the other one a chance. I'm just going to turn towards him and say, do you want to fight or do you want to run?
The man immediately drops his weapon and runs away.
I'm gonna let him run.
Alright.
And with that, since that leaves 2 Ogrelons and the guy fighting him, so I'm going to go help Vane, and I'm gonna go flank.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's 17, I think. That's a 17
17 to
hit. The guy that ran up on Vane, the ogre, I believe, or the Minotaur, whichever one is there.
Oh, he hasn't run up on him yet, but you just want to go up and attack the Minotaur?
Whoever Vane just attacked, that's
Yeah,
the guy I'm after.
Yeah, the Minotaur is still like a distance away.
Yeah, I got you.
Just
Alright.
preferably.
Let me just check. Yes, that will hit.
Okay. Once again, that's another 16 points damage.
Alright.
And then just fuck with him. And I still have my echo out, so I'm just gonna use my bonus action to swap with my echo. Just not get immediately attacked right away. And that's gonna be my turn. And I looked this up just for everyone. My echo being right there does not give rogue sneak attack. This is a rule. This is a ruling, from what I can tell, that is it does not provoke sneak attack for rogues.
So, the 2 remaining bandits quickly cut their losses and run away, having just seen most of their crew butchered. Yes. So now back up to the top of the list. We see it is the Minotaur's turn. He very quickly swings at the Echo. Does the Echo have an AC?
Yes. It is one above my AC, which I think is very funny.
And that would be?
17.
Thankfully, it seems to hit.
Cool. My echo's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one hit point.
It has 1 hit point, but I can summon it every round.
Yes, it gives the Minotaur gives a very frustrated swing of his axe to dissipate the Echo, and focuses back upon Vane.
Can we make this badass and say he swung at me right before I swapped with it?
Sure. So yes, as after nearly decapitating the Rallis, which you begin to think, would that even bother him? But only succeeding in dissipating his echo, he turns towards Vane. Wizard, you fight with no honor. I will make quick work of you. And then he rushes towards you.
You aren't being picked up. You aren't being picked up at all like that.
And does a 21 hit?
Let me check.
Does a hellish rebuke hit?
with no spell slots?
Well, don't tell him that.
Yeah, I think that would hit.
Ah, well. As the Minotaur rushes towards you, you begin to think of some witty retort about, yes, blah, 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 descendant of Baphomet, blah. But you feel a sudden stinging pain in your side as, with a sudden surge forward, the Minotaur's horn has gored you, clearing in the side, piercing through to your back.
So the Minotaur has multi-attack?
Yes.
Damn. On the bright side, it used one of its attacks on my Echo, so...
Also, I think the like, horn attack counts as a bonus action, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never looked at the Minotaur's stats.
They're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
At least at low level, where small damage attacks matter.
So yes, the first the goring of the Minotaur's horn for your side has dealt 13 damage, piercing damage, and with its second attack, as the Minotaur lifts its head and lifts the still somewhat shocked vein with it, he very quickly says farewell, and then while grabbing your leg, sort of slings you off of his horn and tosses you away. Make me a dex save.
That's probably good enough. Let's see, that's a 23.
Yes, so you will take half damage from this.
Alright, and what would that half damage be?
That would be 5 damage.
Oh.
Yes, as you are slung off and
We both have 25, let's go!
as you are
You're both at 25?
Yeah.
If you added both your health together, that's what I have.
Holy shit.
I do squishy.
I too am the squeeze but I have moves.
yes, you are slung into the wall and and feel a very bruise forming on your back as the Minotaur slings you off.
Oh, actually, I forgot. I have 10 temporary hit points because I killed something.
Ah, lovely.
I have Dark One's Blessing. So, what would that be? Wait, how much damage did I take? I took the 5 from
Why
the
don't you
hit.
just add the 10 hit points and just call it even from there?
Sure. I'm at 35. Get fucked, Caleb.
Oh. Quarter gang.
Death makes me stronger.
Ah.
I will win the Edge War.
On that note, yes, it is your turn, Tristan. Be the man.
Alright, let's see.
Well, he's trying to figure this out. Next round, should we have a intermission with Big, see what he's fucking doing? I just like the idea of like big intense action. Ooh,
Yeah.
flowers.
He accidentally makes his way into the final boss room of the dungeon.
Yeah, I'm very sorry again, Ronnie. I promise I write lots of notes for stuff for you to do. It just keeps happening. I'm so sorry.
Vic keeps wandering off into doing
I
side
waltz
missions.
into that.
You're fine. You're
He goes off,
I
and
swear-
then the story
I swear
happens.
Our plan is not for us to just have D&D and also Big is there. I promise I've been writing notes for you. I have lore.
You're
I
fine.
have
No, this
plans.
time I did wander off. Last time we were just in camp and they decided to spend 2 hours picking on an NPC.
Have you
I
guys,
waltz
It was a
into that-
very good bullying, though, you have to admit.
If I waltz into that room and I see you making buddy with the final boss, I swear to God, I will put one in both of you.
I will help you.
It's
As
okay.
will I.
It's okay. I convinced him not to kill anymore. Oh yes, we're best friends.
Have you guys ever noticed that we never see Big and the story in the same room together?
Anyway, so once he throws me into the wall and I sort of get my focus back, I'll just sort of, how close am I after he throws me off of his horn? Am I still like within?
It would be about like 20 feet away.
Okay, so I'm not within range for him to do the attack of opportunity if I moved?
No.
Okay. So I would, let me see. So I would run as far down the room as I could. So yeah, I'll just move 30 feet, if possible, away from him. And then I will use Create Bonfire directly under him.
Okay.
He has to make a dex save. The DC of which is a 16.
Unfortunately, I rolled 15 less than 16.
So yes.
Because my dice hate me, except when in key moments.
Except when you're
he
rolling
plays in
against me.
extremes. It's 1 and
Exactly.
2 or 19 and 20. Always.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in that case, he will take 2d8. That's not an 8.
Times 2, times 2.
There's the 8. That's an 8.
This keeps happening. No more weaknesses.
That's a 7, so 15 plus 8.
This thing's weak to fire damage. Hey, I just did 80 fire damage. Hey, I just did 11 radiant damage. Shit, this thing's also weak to radiant damage.
Man, if only one of the player characters was friends with a devil who creates fire and sunlight. Man, oh man. But yeah, that's 15 plus 8. So that'll be base damage of 23.
23 times 2. How much health I can do this time again?
Let's see, he started with 41 hit points.
Now you know how we feel. With Mr. Protagonist over here from last campaign.
Yup.
Yes, as the fire engulfs around him, giving him a fairly good chunk of damage, he is still standing. He is horrendous. He is very badly burned. You can see patches of pink, flabby skin beneath the fur as it is charred away.
Yeah, just as I cast it, I just sort of hold my arms out and just sort of smile at him. Cowardly. You don't even understand who I serve, do you?
The Minotaur just sort of wheezes and falls to one knee. Cannot fall here. Must fulfill the oath. On that note, Johnny, it is your turn.
I swear if you steal this kill from me, I'll fucking murder you.
I'll be honest, at that I'm sort of like, I really hope Joe goes for the other guys.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones who are so fucking around. Get a pot shot on them while they aren't paying attention.
Yeah, the ogre trying to free the other ogre.
Yeah, as you look over to the Ogrelon, very much out of the fight, you do see good old Sindri standing nearby, very still, hoping no one sees him. I am very uncomfortable.
He just sees the magic man making everything explode and burn and
Yeah, he was about to like jump in, try to help, but then two Ogrelon rushed by him, and now there are explosions happening, and he is just a priest.
now there's a minotaur whose flesh is melting from his bones.
Well, I ain't got magic, but it's the next best thing. Alright, with the enhanced gun, I guess we're just going to do the smart thing here and just shoot him.
Who you shooting?
What the fuck you think I'm shooting?
So Vayne takes 43. This is why you have to specify things, folks.
Power of Satan! No!
If anyone's gonna kill this Minotaur, it's me.
A rival devil god has possessed you.
On the bright side, you're hidden.
That's why it'll do sneak attack. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, God. We'll aim it at the big motherfucker that just got cooked
I
crispy.
told you if you still killed this from me.
Oh, come on. He's a boss. How hard is this going to possibly get?
He has 1 HP. He's already dead.
Yeah, shoot the ogre.
I know.
That haven't been hit yet, please. I want to be cool.
That is a 16 plus 5. That's a
That's
21.
one hit.
Well, an above 20 hit.
Alright, so with the gun,
Surprise, he has piercing immunity.
oh no!
Makes up for the fire weakness.
And as you fire the first shot, it ricochets and hits you dead in the goddamned eye. You are dead.
He casts Hellish Rebuke.
There's a 3. Plus a 6. Plus a 1, so that's 10. 2d6, correct? For sneak checks?
Yeah.
2. And a 5, so that was 10. So a
17.
17. Unless I have anything else I'm missing.
You add Dex to your damage.
Modifier, right?
Yeah, Dex mod.
So that's a 21. Since it's 5.
Is that the damage or to hit?
Damage, sorry.
Ah, yeah.
So 21 damage to the big dude.
Alright. Yeah, you see the bullet collide with his side. You're like,
Oh,
and then he falls back as the bullet pierces through his kidney. Combat has ended.
Everybody but Big levels up.
Are the Ogrelong just sort of like messing with the door, like?
Yeah, they seem to be very not invested in anything that's going on. They're just like very focused on the door.
See, I have a good reason. When they turn around after they stop fucking with the door, they will be surprised.
And then they'll attack us because they're not smart enough to know fear.
They're smart in that case, because cowards understand fear.
But yes, they do finally pry the door open. And he's like, yeah, good job, bro. Hard. Yeah, it's cool done. Like looks over. Oh. Hi. Yeah, that's I see you got 2 there. How about this? Me and my bro, we'll just head on out here. You know, I'm pretty sure you killed our boss. No one really to pay us anymore. We'll be right on out of here. Yeah. Sound good?
You got any keys to places further in?
Oh yeah. You like bro reaches over to his brother and like whacks him on the back of the head, and he like spits up a key. Oh yeah, when he opens a chest in the boss's room, but was trying to get out of him for a few weeks, but thankfully we finally got it worked up in his gullet. It's all yours. He like points to it on the ground.
Vane will just go over and pick it up.
You took 85 acid damage. I don't know.
I was.
You have one.
I don't care. I was gonna take it and hand it to Caleb, so I don't give a fuck. If we ever catch you as bandits again, we won't be merciful.
As in, we'll murder all of you, and your souls will go to the dark one I serve.
I wouldn't think Rallis just kind of looks at you and just goes back. Get out of here.
Yeah, apparently we operate on eternal damnation for, mortal crimes.
That is literally my job.
Oh, you worship Yomak too?
Actually, you know what? I was gonna go. If you're looking for a job, the town could always use more guards.
Oh, really?
Like how Rallis only recruits the most competent people he can find.
They're
like
big
it.
meat shields.
And they probably work the gate better.
Yeah.
I like how Rallis decided not to harm these giants.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. These people are...
They're ogres.
Yeah.
Which are a type of
Oberon.
giant.
That's what I was thinking.
They are half giants.
Canonically,
I was about
former
to ask
servants
you.
of giants.
I was about to ask you, would you have spared Big in that situation, since they're also part giant?
They are literal giants. They
Or
are.
maybe we should go further into the game and find out more about his backstory.
Half ogres.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Their creature type is canonically half giant.
Yeah, this is technically the D&D equivalent of asking questions throughout the entire movie.
But yes, combat has ended. The 2 Ogrelon make their way into the storeroom to grab as much loot as they can, and then just like vamonos away.
But yeah, as soon as combat over, Vane's just sort of be like, and then just sort of go over to his knee with his now gore side. Slightly healed because of the dark healing from the temporary hit points, but he's still like,
okay. Maybe we should take a breather for a second.
Maybe I should put my intestines back inside.
Can I investigate the room, see if there's any form of healing supplies for these 2?
Yeah, as you roll me an investigation check.
That's
Will he find healing supplies in the hospital? Find out next time.
In the abandoned, repurposed hospital.
11.
Well, you do see a lot of vials sort of in the barracks. They have a lot of symbols you don't really understand. Lots of other stuff. It seems like stuff that maybe a healer or a doctor would
Yeah,
know about.
like, you know.
Like if you happen to know one, specifically like maybe a giant kin one.
Yeah, like one
Someone
floor
in-
above you.
Someone just on the floor above you, jovially tying up a.
Is there any writing on the vials?
Yeah, it's inject 1 to heal 1.
There's a sort of, but it's in very poor handwriting. Like something a doctor would write.
What language? What language?
Let's see. It is in.
So let's get fucked.
Meanwhile, Caleb thinks I'm doing it over here because I was rolling a dice in my hand.
Fucking crotch level. What did you
Because I
think
just
that
had-
was gonna look like on my end?
Because I just have it under the table because there's this giant bar in the way, so I can't really do much else.
But yes, the language on the vial seems to be in Druidic.
Well, that means I can't just. Actually, I don't know what. Yeah, you might be able to read it.
Do I look like a motherfucking druid?
Hey, warlocks can have the ability to let them read all written language.
Do I look like the type of warlock who would know?
Do I
Does he
look
look like a scholar?
nerd?
Do I look like I have an intelligence modifier?
That's just a dump stat.
Excuse me, mine is +1.
Hey, mine is.
Ah,
+3.
enjoy your community college.
Excuse me, strength is my dump stat. Thank you very much. There's a reason I haven't swung my silver mace a single
I'll
time.
have you know, I was.
Can't lift it.
Hey, I'll have
Does
you know,
-1.
Hey, have you know that Caleb technically counts as an engineering major.
Fair.
I'll take them, but anything else is useful in there that just in general?
Lots of clothes. Not much.
You make a tourniquet.
Lots of various bed stuff. It's like a barracks.
I was going to grab a shirt and just start ripping it into like strips and walk out.
All right.
Just make some bandages and just hand them to Vane. Here you go.
You just don't even help. Just throw them at me. Just do it yourself, you cripple.
Hang on now.
I assume he's just ripping them up into strips, then just takes them in one hand, and just hands them over to you.
Vane will just sort of take them and just start slowly wrapping them around.
This is the extent of his medical knowledge.
I was waiting when you were in there and he was like, maybe you should get big. I was waiting for Rallis's hidden field medic in the military backstory.
No, Rouse's backstory has a lot. He's not the medic type.
But while I'm doing that, should I roll medical to see how well I take that?
Sure.
Can I aid him for this?
Do I want your
Haven't
help
you
in
already-
medicine?
Do you want advantage or not?
Is your medicine skill negative?
I mean, if I do the help action, you just have advantage.
I want this to be. I want this
I
to
would
be
like to take the
realistic.
hinder action.
Just take the damn advantage.
My medicine is +3.
It's better than mine. What the fuck am I doing this for? That was a 12.
You successfully stopped the bleeding.
No health points healed, but
I didn't expect there to be health points healed.
No, you just, you
No.
know, like no longer bleeding.
Yeah, I'll just sort of look up to Rallis. Go get big.
I seriously need to know where the hell our doctor is in all of this.
I mean, which none of us know where Big is at all, like in the slightest.
And it kind of didn't pop up until after everything was said and done and the action kind of dropped.
I was like, my character doesn't have the ability to heal anything, just in general.
Gee, if only we had someone that could.
Gee, if only I was the only person that thought, hey, you know what might be smart? Health potions. Health potions might be smart.
All I have is, well, I mean, I have mending, but I think that's just to fix things, not
that
so
just
much.
fixes-
You can heal me with that.
Shit, you're right. Do you need any repairs?
I think it's.
I'm missing 5 hit points.
What, like I think it's a D4 each
Mending.
time.
I think it's
But it's a
D6.
cantrip. Because mending's a cantrip.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to just mend me back to full?
Yes.
Come on,
Fane's just gonna be like, okay, come on, guys, let's go find Big.
So, as you guys head up the stairs, trying to find your wayward companion, you see the strange sight of invisible hands tying rope around a very confused guard, one of the loops going through his mouth like a gag.
Rouse. Ghost! Stab! I'm not a ghost, I'm a furbolg! Shut up, ghost!
Fireball.
Well, you killed the healer. Congrats, you sons of bitches.
Please, no, I'm not a ghost, I'm a giant. Stab.
Giant ghost!
Giant ghost devil.
You joke, but ghost giants are a thing.
What about ghost giant devils?
I don't think so, but we'll talk. See me after class.
What do you think Turzanon is?
Oh no. Anyway. But
Well, the
yeah.
party's back together.
Yeah, Big, as you look over, you see a very exhausted and wounded looking assortment of friends, like looking over at the strange sights of invisible you tying up a prisoner.
Big, is that you?
Yes,
We could use some medical assistance.
you look better.
I just have like a gored hole through my side. And Caleb's like, just beat the shit. Just bleeding from the nose.
Hey, let me just heal his nosebleed.
That's the most important one.
Yeah,
For
gotta
some
get
reason.
that
For some reason, that was the one that did the most.
No.
That looks the most pressing.
Oh God! Someone hurt your moneymaker, Caleb. Please, I'm holding in my intestines and kidney. No, we have to save the poster boy.
We make it out of this. Remind me to buy everyone here the most expensive drink they've got back at the bar.
So, yeah, I'll cure wounds. You the 2d8. It's a second level. I have 2 second level spell slots and no second level spells. Because I'm dual classing.
So how much do we heal?
2d8, each of you.
I believe you'd have to roll it, and it would also have.
Do I roll it or do they?
You do.
I do.
You
Okay.
roll it, yeah.
Dear God, you actually get to
and
roll
It's been a
some
minute
dice.
since somebody's cast cure wounds.
And then you add whatever your spell casting is, which is
God, you
wisdom, I
get to
think.
roll some dice.
First time, or no, second time today.
Again, I'm so sorry.
You're fine, man.
If we make it out of here alive, I'm buying everyone the most expensive drink there is. Motor oil it is, then.
I rolled a d20. Let me fix that.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, I'm like, I rolled a 12.
I punch your face full of healing.
I mean, I'm only missing like 8. I'm not. I don't think it's gonna matter too
You
much.
try to heal your dying
Well, that's an
friend.
8.
You
Okay.
miss.
So I'm back to full.
So that would be a 13 to you, which you only needed 8 of. And then that's a 2 to you.
Plus your whatever it is.
To what?
So 6.
So 8 heal. 8.
Yeah, I
hit
healed
points
him
back.
for 19 and you for 8.
You're welcome to switch those if you like.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
if you're
just-
more wounded.
Because that would just full heal him. You did heal him first. You did say that. So that 13 would go to him. Or that 19
Yeah,
would go to
19,
him.
because if it gets the plus 6. And now I'm at a second level spell
He's an
slot,
extra
which is
big
not a
hand to full.
tragedy.
I think you did only take 16. Well,
He's
were
a-
you stabbed by the bandit? I don't remember.
Well, he was brain blasted and then fell off the
Yeah,
cliff.
you took 16
Yeah.
before the fight started.
That was the 16. I don't remember if he
Question,
was
if it
stabbed after
overheals,
that.
does that get
No,
added
he
to
don't.
temporary hit
No.
points?
No.
No.
Damn.
But yeah, he wasn't hit at all by the bandits because remember they missed every attack.
Does anyone remember when I had Cheerful Melody and just kept giving everyone 1 temp hit point? An advantage on their first attack, ability check, or saving throw?
You all got this beat up in the time it take me to come up some steps and tie someone up.
We just fought like 16 guys while you were up here.
Been up here like 3 minutes.
I like to
Combat
think
goes fast.
And the boss guy's still up in his room.
You guys feeling up to that, or?
I could use a rest. I can feel my connection to Turzanon getting a bit weak. I can only use so many big spells in such a short time.
Caleb.
AKA warlocks
here.
get 2 spells. Please, short rest. Please, God, please.
I only have 6.
Why do gods have to use trickle-down economics? Why won't it just trickle down already?
I don't care if they're all cast at max level regardless.
I give you 2 spell slots. You give me 2,000 sacrifices.
Deal. Quota already met.
Deal. You owe me 5 more spell slots.
So Rowlett wants to grab Caleb for a moment.
Yeah.
You got a good look inside the leader's room, didn't you? What are we looking at in there?
4 guys. All the little lackeys had pea shooters.
Does that include the leader?
He actually had a pretty good one.
So altogether, we're looking at what, 4 or 5 guys?
4 guys in total. I remember
Okay.
that. I can at least remember that much before I got knocked off that balcony.
I only got a quick look at the leader. Didn't have time to look beyond that.
Unfortunately for him, I don't think one of his guns has the ability to not reload.
On the
So if
note
you
of
want- so if
taking
you
a
by ch-
rest, I'm not sure it would be safe to take a rest inside. I think he's kind of waiting on us.
If you want to go in first, you might be able to ricochet a few bullets off of them. Or off on them.
I mean, as far as we know, he's just sort of waiting for his guys to report back. And if they don't, he probably is just going to wait for us to go in there. I'd say we could take a brief bit of rest here. I doubt he's going to waste his time coming all the way here when he knows we're after him.
I could use an hour. I need that long to recharge my lightning anyway.
As you rest, you do notice several chests off to one side, with numerous amounts of the bandits' ill-gotten gains.
Yeah, those are just full of golden weapons, nothing useful.
Vane will just sort of go over to him as he's just sort of now that the healing is done, he just sort of starts pulling off the rough bandages. So what all is in here? And Vane will just sort of look inside to see if there's anything he
Wait,
wants.
has the guy on the bed woken up yet?
He never went to sleep. He has just been screaming into a gag this entire time. Well, trying to scream, but it is very hard for him to breathe.
Anyway, Vane will look inside the
that's
chests.
normal for Vane, I imagine.
I mean, Vane has seen much worse.
Yes, as you look into the chest, you do see a few items that give off a dull glow. You see, well, the 500 feet of rope are in use right now, but you do see 500 feet of rope with a good bit of excess, sort of.
Do I want rope?
You see a strange metallic shining blade, and you see a chest full of many, many gold coins.
I'll just sort of look over at Rallis. Hey, Rallis, you think this gold could be used for the town?
Probably. Could do a lot of good if given to the right people.
Why don't we get, what was his name? Was it Sidri?
Sindri.
Sindri. Why don't we get Sindri to take this to the town while we finish up here?
That might be good. Let me get a look at that weapon. Gonna try and determine. I assume it's magical. What do I need to roll?
I need you to make me a wisdom save with disadvantage.
Well,
I'm not gonna grab it. I'm just looking at
Oh,
it.
you're just looking at it? Yeah. If you want to try and see, roll Americana.
Okay. I'm just gonna
Ooh, I might
roll.
try.
That's.
since I'm
I
also,
don't care why I add to that. A 4 is not going to get.
let the guy who's actually magical
You see no
do it.
signs of magic.
I'm magical and basically a blacksmith.
Would a
I don't know.
22 determine if it's magical?
Would a 7 determine if it's magical?
No.
It's a
Your
sword.
22 does determine that it is not magical.
That's a shiny sword.
Well, the sword doesn't seem to have any magic in it. Do you really want it?
It does seem to be vaguely pulling towards Rallis.
Yeah, I want to point out the first time he said that you find a metallic sword. I listened.
Hey, I'm asking Rallis, does he want the sword?
The sword wants you, Relis.
Alice just kind of looks at it and just shrugs and walks away.
You let go of the sword.
what was
I got my
pulls
weapons.
towards him.
And what was the other thing in there? There was a sword and something else.
There is an amulet and a brooch.
I'll grab the amulet and brooch and just sort of inspect them.
We'll say we use the same rules earlier. You see a nice little amulet, has an image of a dwarf upon it, with a very strange expression on his face, carved out of what seems to be a nice coppery stone.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you recognize this as a fairly popular amulet in your line of work. It is called the Amulet of the Drunkard. A player who is wearing this may regain 44 plus 4 hit points when drinking alcohol, as though it were a health potion, once per day.
Do they still get drunk?
No. That's why it's not popular amongst the bar crawling crowd.
Oh.
Is that a long sword or a short sword?
It is a long sword.
Anyway, what about the brooch?
Well, it just lets you talk to demons.
The brooch, you recognize it as a very well crafted thing. It's made of very fine silk. It has a bit of a glittering blue gem sparkling with other colors in its center.
Ooh.
You recognize it as a Eye of the Star Elf. It essentially allows a player to gain true sight for 1 hour once per day.
That'd be fairly useful for a couple people.
Okay. So yeah, I'll grab up the amulet and the brooch, and I'll stake them in my backpack, because fuck you.
I wonder, would that reveal what Rallis used to look like?
No, that's not what true sight does.
I mean,
Maybe it would be able to see that within the echo, but I don't think it would do it just on Rallis.
It just, I can
but
see
then
invisible
I can see within the
illusions.
echo that might be some nice bit of storytelling.
Yeah.
But would Vane care?
No.
I mean,
Good answer.
something that could help me learn more about my friends. I'm gonna sell it.
I mean, friends is a strong word.
Friends is a strong word anyway,
I thought we were friends.
who I don't even know who you are.
So I guess we'll have Sindri come up and start working on the chest.
Yeah, I was gonna wait on the till we're done here, but if we've got an extra set of hands.
I mean, I don't think getting him killed would be very beneficial.
Well, yeah, that was.
Well, yeah, I'll make sure this gets to people who can use it, and
But that
hey.
Sindri puts 2 chests of gold on his back and leaves.
as Sindri enjoys the profit of the day, just like waves cheerfully. Well, thanks for all the help. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm gonna avoid you guys. It seems like you are dangerous, scary people. But if you ever want to come see us down in the sewers, feel free. I'll make you a nice stone loaf brunch.
Oh, before we go, in the treasure chest, are there jewels?
A few jewels.
Are there any rubies?
There is one small ruby.
I'll just sort of look at Sindri. Sindri, can you take that ruby to the, over to where I'm staying at the, Reverend's house?
Sure, why?
Just something I'll want to send off.
Sure thing.
It was nice to meet you, friend. I don't think Big had spoken to Sindri yet.
What? Where the fuck did you come from?
Oh yeah, I was invisible until I healed them. Yeah, I was invisible when you freed him. Me and you both were.
Yeah.
I am big.
I can see that. But I'm sorry, I got shocked there. Nice to meet you. I'm named Sindri Slater.
Actually, Sindri, before you go, and then I'm going to walk over to the guy who's tied up to the bed, and I'll just sort of lean over him. If you help take one of these chests to the city,
You don't suffocate.
we'll get this off of you, and you can go free. Deal? Big?
Yeah,
I'll just cut him free.
hey, that's
He
500
still-
feet of rope.
Yeah, he still has to move the 200 pounds of rope.
No, it's only 10 50 feet ropes. You ruined us, Rawless.
I can enchant rope to be able to move at will.
Caleb has mending.
Whatever. But yeah, we'll free the guy so he can help Sindri take the chests.
Yeah, the man takes a few deep breaths, very grateful to be able to, move and breathe again. Things that we often take for granted. And very quickly grabs one of the chests and borderline shoves Sindri away down the stairs. Like, go.
Bye,
go.
friend.
Fuck you in particular. I was sleeping. You had no cause. You had no cause, man.
I didn't want you to wake up and run into a fight or attack someone.
Fuck you.
Have a nice day.
While that conversation is going on, I was just going to start looking around for, like, spare ammo for Caleb. See if we can scrounge anything
So I didn't
up.
have time earlier, but I was going to go search the floor beneath us for medical supplies.
I think Rallis grabbed some stuff.
But this big looks at Rallis as the medical professional healer of the team.
Morales isn't looking back at you. He's searching for ammo for Caleb. Because these guys use guns.
Would you care to ask him for me?
Rallis, would you give Big whatever the vials and stuff were you grabbed?
I was just gonna pull out from like his pants pocket because out of everything he wears a cloak and a pair of pants. That's it.
You don't want to run around nude.
He's just gonna pull them out and toss them to you.
Would you
And
hand
then go
those to
back
me,
to
please?
searching for things.
I have to decide what Vane is going to do.
Keep them for yourself.
More like, does he just
Or-
let it hit the ground because he's not wanting to grab it because he specifically told you something else? Or is he going to get mildly annoyed?
Look, this is the best way for this to happen because if Rouse had given them to Big, he would have fucking chucked them at his head.
You know what?
Let's it drop. Big reads the label. Ah, man, this was a potion of Dragonborn body restoral.
You could have restored your body with this.
What
I
those
don't
were,
give a
if they break.
But yeah, Vane will catch it, and then he'll toss it back at Rallis. I said you're going to give it to Big.
Big's just looking at the medical supplies like, yep.
That's a bad
Hope
thing
that
because
doesn't break.
he pulled him out of his pocket, tossed it to you, and went back to what he was doing.
Exactly. If you're not paying attention, that's your own fault.
Rouse doesn't give a shit.
Well, congratulations. You're now being hit by multiple vials of unknown substance.
Can I try to have intercepted that, or...
Sure, make me a dex save.
Should I roll to see what I
I rolled a 3. Let me see what my dex...
Doesn't matter.
That's a 5?
So, as you reach a hand out to catch the vial, you grip it a bit too tightly, causing many shards of glass to fly off and clatter against Rallis's back. Rallis, as you turn, you see what seems to look like a giant has thrown shards of glass at you.
Oh boy.
And do we want to just pause there now? Because I am exhausted now.
Fade
Fade to black. Find out what happens next time.
Roundabout.
And that is where we shall end for tonight. Thank you all for joining us.